This is how to get music onto your MP3 player. So first you're going to want to find out if your MP3 player has internal or external memory. When I said internal memory, what I really meant to say was internal storage. So thank you to the Jet 4244 for that correction. Meaning, is the memory inside the device or do you need some sort of memory card, SD card? Once you plug something into your computer, an SD card, something with a cable, anything like that, and it shows up as a removable drive, make sure to eject it before unplugging it, removing it, anything. Make sure it is properly ejected before doing that. If you do need an SD card, you will probably need a micro SD, which looks like this, and that is in comparison to an SD card. I highly recommend looking up the manual for your MP3 player before starting this process, as it may save you some time, money, and a headache. But you can also do whatever you want. So if you have internal memory, then you just need to skip this whole section and go to the timestamp that I put up here. If you have to have an SD card, then please listen closely, because this is step number 1 where people might mess up and you might not be able to get music onto your SD card. So as far as I know, MP3 players like the format FAT32. So I'm going to be showing you how to format your SD card to FAT32. First and foremost, what you're going to want to do is put it into your MP3 player and format it on there. That might just work by itself. If that doesn't work, then what you're going to want to do is plug your MP3 player or your SD card into your computer. So either way works. For example, I have this cable that came with my MP3 player. When it comes to the Hi-Fi Walker H2, by the way, I've heard people say keep your original cable and do not lose it. So just saying that, just relaying that information. But basically, you can either plug it in with this cable, or you can physically remove the SD card and put it into a special SD card reader that you might have on your computer, or most likely not, because they took it out of most computers. So you can do one of those two things. Once you get it in the computer, then you are going to open your disk utility. I have a Mac, so I'm using disk utility. This will be different on a Windows. Just look up how to format a memory card on Windows, and there's going to be some tutorials for you on that. What you're going to want to do is format it by clicking erase, and then where it says format, do MS-DOS FAT. This is FAT32. MS-DOS is just a different name for it. I highly recommend FAT32. As far as I know, that's the best one, but again, manual. You can also name it whatever you would like here, and then you click erase. Once you do that, then I would recommend opening up your MP3 player again and then reformatting the memory card within your MP3 player, because just formatting it like this might not work. This is usually where something could go wrong. So this is why I recommend really paying attention to this step in particular. Here I have a song that I would like to put into my MP3 player. Here I have my MP3 player, as you can see. And then here I have my internal computer memory. So what I could do is just drag and drop this into my MP3 player's root folder, but personally I like to be a bit more organized, so I don't do that. It doesn't matter for my MP3 player. Your MP3 player might just need it to be in the root folder, so again, that's why the manual is a bit handy. For my MP3 player, I organize things. This is how I have everything organized. I have my personal CD rips for CDs that I have ripped. I have my own music, and then I have stuff that I've downloaded off of like you know. And then I have my YouTube rips from childhood that are very bad quality that one day I will get higher quality versions of, but right now I'm just happy to have them. So yeah, I'm going to make a new folder here on my computer first, and I'm going to title it with an exclamation point so it goes to the top of the list. That means Hungarian music in Hungarian, because this is a Hungarian song. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop this into my Hungarian music folder on my computer. And then I'm going to drag and drop this new folder that I just made into my MP3 player folder. That's for that one. Oh, so I just deleted a rogue file on my MP3 player that didn't belong there. And so when you delete something off of an SD card that is connected to your computer, so any kind of external memory that is connected to your computer that you then delete on your computer, what you're going to want to do before you disconnect that external memory is clear your trash. So I'm clearing my trash because I deleted something on my SD card on my computer. And that went to my computer trash. And basically the reason why you want to delete it is once you delete it like that and then it stays in the computer memory, if you don't delete it, it basically is still saving that space in your SD card. And it might look like there's just more memory being taken up that is actually being taken up because you didn't clear the trash. So that's basically it. Like, now that I have this in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to eject my SD card.
Let's